What's up, guys? How have you all been? Really, I want to know, how are you feeling? If you are new here, don't be awkward. We are really nice, good, God-fearing people over here. So leave your comments in the comment section, and while you're at it, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I don't know why I'm singing, but you would love to be part of this. I would love to have you here, so just go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you. You already know I love and appreciate you so much. So this is the last video that I'm going to be sharing regarding my myomectomy experience. I've done a part 1 and part 2, and if you haven't watched those, you don't necessarily need to watch them before you watch this one, but it would make more sense for you to watch it eventually. I would leave the link to the video in the description, in the link up here somewhere, and also at the end of this video, so it's easy for anyone who wants to watch it, to watch it after this one, before, however you want to do it. So in this video, I just wanted to share my opinion on myomectomy, aka fibroid surgery, versus holistic, aka herbal, aka alternative fibroid treatment route. I just wanted to weigh in on both sides and give my opinion on the both of them, and why I decided to go the route that I eventually chose, which was surgery. When it comes to surgery in Nigeria, there are a lot of opinions, especially like on the traditional side of things. People recommend the oddest things, the weirdest sort of treatments, and people who sell these treatments also swear by it. They believe that it works, magic, miracles, it can do and undo. I am just one of those people who do not believe that those things work. I don't think that they do. But before you crucify me, please listen to me. I'm speaking from my experience. I really don't know why I'm singing through this video. There's no medical research proven evidence why fibroids occur. Like, nobody knows why they happen. We don't know why it happens to mostly black women, or like a large percentage of black women. Nobody knows how to explain all of that. However, there are like research that people have done, professionals have done in the past to determine what they feed on, why they grow in size, why they grow in number, and all of those explanations are sort of tied to the female hormones. There are certain hormones that your body would produce that those fibroids would feed on to make them grow. And as a human being, as a female, as a woman, there's very little that you can do to change that, especially when you are pregnant, which is when a lot of women find out that they actually have fibroids in the first place. And that was my case as well. I didn't know that I had that until I got pregnant, and I probably would not have known if I didn't intend to have children, because I wasn't having any life altering symptoms. So like, I was fine until I got pregnant. And it was because of the hormones that my body was producing during pregnancy and the things that were happening in my uterus as my baby was growing that I eventually found out that I had fibroids in the first place. And as a person, there was nothing I could have done. So when you say like a certain herb or a certain treatment shrinks it, or you pass it out like poo, or it's just, I'm just one of those people that don't believe that it works, because by the time you check the structure and formation of these things, they are inside your uterine wall. So unless the hand of God, which I believe in, miracles, I do believe in miracles, like unless the hand of God is going in there and like removing it and passing it through whatever orifice in your body, I don't think that helps to. And then these people that sell these herbs will now tell you that it kills gonorrhea, kills the other one and the other one. It's just, I just believe that is a lot. And considering your kidney as well, it's just For me, I just don't believe that it works. I can be open-minded and considerate enough to agree that there are certain life changes, certain diets, you know, nutrition that can shrink, you know, the fibroids. I think I have seen women who say like certain life changes helps them, you know, shrink the fibroids. But my thing is, as long as they are there, when you get pregnant, they grow back and they cause this excruciating pain when they degenerate as a result of like lack of blood flow and stuff. So I just don't believe like in the whole curative power of herbs when it comes to like fibroid, especially because there's no scientific backing to it. All of the medications that exist in traditional form agbo, they have scientific alternative like paracetamol agbo option, panadol agbo option, whatever agbo option, you because there's like a correlation. And I know from my days in university, having a pharmacist roommate, then I remember them discussing pharmacology and the use of herbs and all of that thing. If there was a herb that could cure fibroid, I'm sure that they would have done like a scientific, whatever you want to call it, alternative. So since there is none of that, like the whole of science has not proved a cure to fibroids apart from removal or like managing it, I actually am one of those people that don't believe in the curative power of herbs when it comes to that. But then again, who am I to tell you what to believe in and what not to believe in? I believe that everybody who is watching this video is an adult and reasonable enough to make decisions for themselves, and that's all I'm going to say about all of that. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you guys why I chose the direction that I did. My myomectomy surgery was one of the scariest things that I have had to do. It was even worse because like I had a lot of time to like ponder and rethink it and worry about it, which is something that I do, so I worried about it for a long time. I thought about fibroids. It was all that occupied my head for a very long time, and coming to the decision wasn't easy for me. In fact, to tell you how not easy it was, I considered not doing the surgery at all. Like I was going to have the baby I was carrying and then attempt to have another one before I do the surgery, so that if eventually I do the surgery and it affects my fertility or whatever, I'll be fine because I have 2 kids already. And I believe that if my pregnancy had not ended the way that it ended, I probably would have chosen that option. Like, even though the pregnancy experience wasn't pleasant for me, if you watch my video, you know that I was in pain most of it, like excruciating pain. And for me to have chosen that over like surgery, that was how scared I was of the whole surgery process. So coming to the decision to do surgery, it wasn't easy. It really wasn't easy for me. It was one that was difficult to settle my mind on, and if there was something that I could have done to prevent that, I would have chosen that. Like I would not even have thought of it twice. I would have gone for that instead of the surgery. But that wasn't my situation. My situation was different, and things happened the way they did, and I chose what I chose. The first reason that I decided to have the fibroid removed was the complication that I experienced with pregnancy, obviously. After that whole situation, I knew that it had to go. Like it really had to go. I could not imagine getting pregnant again and having to go through the same thing. Like I was not sure I would be able to bear or even recover from it, one, and I wasn't also sure if I'd be able to forgive myself if I could have done something about the whole situation and chose not to. So there was no brainer. Like it wasn't even something I could reconsider. I knew that they had to come out. Like I just knew they had to go. Something else that also informed the decision was that my symptoms got worse after I gave birth. So Pre-pregnancy, pre-giving birth, I didn't know I had it. I had some symptoms, about 2 or 3, which included like painful heavy periods, but I could live with them. They've been my norm, you know, all my life, and I didn't think it was a problem. And those things, I've been managing them for a huge part of my life, so I didn't really, you know, want to go through surgery for something that I can manage and live with. But they got worse, very, very worse after. After I gave birth, my first period was hell. First, it was painful. Second, I was bleeding heavily. Like, I've never seen that sort of bleed before. Even after I gave birth, like, I didn't even bleed that much. I was bleeding through 3-4 pad in an hour. It was that bad. It was so scary that we had to call the doctor, and then he prescribed something to help with like that bleeding process. So I can't even remember. My biggest fear was like I would have to now go and be doing blood infusions after every period. And I've seen, or no, I haven't seen it, like I've watched people online who said that that was their situation, like they had to be taking iron every single time because of the quantity of blood that they were losing. And I understood it in that moment. And after like the first one happened, the second one, I couldn't even wait for, you know, my third period. I think I had my surgery before my third period. It was that bad, so the bleeding was not manageable. It wasn't something that I could live with. So yeah, fibroid had to go. There was also the number and size of tumors that I had, and let me tell you guys, it's alarming. Like, I cannot even comfortably tell you the number or the size right now, like after they removed it. What I saw on the scan and what actually came out, it wasn't the same thing. It was not the same thing at all. It was alarming, it was shocking, and honestly, thinking about it now, I don't think that there was any other option for me apart from surgery or miracle. But then again, I believe that God works my miracle through surgery, so there is that. The size that I had, the number that I had, like how many I want shrink with how much I go, like for how long, you know, there was really just no option. There was no option. I just call doctor. Call doctor, that was my option. They were numerous, they were big, they were everywhere. They just needed to come out. At that point as well, I was also done. Like I was done. This thing was just something, like it was just like a big load that I was carrying in my heart, in my head, in my, like I was just carrying it everywhere. It was disrupting all of my thoughts. I think at the point that my husband started complaining, was like, it's okay now, you're obsessing over this thing. And it was true. It was true. Like looking back now, I was obsessing over it. At the point he even asked me to stop calling it my fibroid because it's not my own. Like I was obsessing it like it's a part of me, which technically it was. And that whole thing was consuming me, and I just, you know, needed to be done with it. I needed them out. I didn't want to associate with it. Like I just wanted them gone. For me, like them being gone no longer signifies that it's like something that I have to deal with, because that was what it felt then. Every meal that I took, every walk that I took, every, you know, thing that happened to me, it was just this thing that I was trying to either get rid of or, you know, control. So at that point, it was just, it was occupying so much space that it needed to go. Like it just is not a part of me, it's not my property, it's not something I should keep, and I just wanted it out of my life forever. If you are in similar situation, my advice to you as always would be to do what is best for you. Nobody can, you know, analyze your situation better than you. You know what is at stake, you know what your life entails. If surgery is the best route for you, go that and be at peace with your decision. If you choose to, you know, live with it and manage it with like lifestyle and holistic method, that's up to you as well. Do you, boo, do you. It's your life. Nobody can leave it for you. You are the one carrying your cross. Everybody's carrying their own individual crosses, and however you choose to do that, depending on your own unique situation, should be your call. But one thing I want to say is, if you have been on a particular route for a long time and you're not seeing any results, it's advisable that you seek a second opinion. Try something else, because you might be doing more harm than good to yourself. If you are a woman watching this and you have certain irregularities when it comes to your period, heavy period, painful period, irregular periods, whatever it is, please go have it checked out. Go and have it checked out. The best way to tackle situations like this is finding out whatever the issue is early. A lot of these symptoms and experiences that we have, they are not normal. To me, I thought painful heavy periods were normal. It turns out that they were very normal. It wasn't normal at all. It was a symptom of something that I needed to take care of. If I had found out a lot earlier, maybe I wouldn't even be doing this video that I'm doing now, because I believe that, like, with situations like this, early detection is key. With early detection, you'll be able to, like, you know, experiment other treatment solutions. You might be able to, you know, try the herbal method, try like a lifestyle, healthy lifestyle change. You know, you could experiment. You have the time, you know, to experiment before they grow to the size and the number that, you know, requires, you know, removal. Also, with surgery itself, there are other non-invasive procedures. Myomectomy is like the most intrusive one. Sometimes they do vertical or horizontal cuts, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that. There are less invasive surgery types that you can use to just go in, either through like 3 holes, just tiny holes in your belly, through your vagina, or through your veins with radiation. Like, there are options when it comes to surgery, and they don't have to be as invasive as a myomectomy. But the option that would be, you know, recommended to you will depend, highly depends on when you find out whether it's smaller or bigger. So it is best to find out at a stage where you have options, you know, to pick from, and then decide how to go. I hope you learned something from this video. If you did, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you are not yet subscribed, and I'll see you guys in my next video.